In tonight's headlines, the exchange fund, which defends the Hong Kong dollar, makes a big gain after suffering a record loss in 2022. An overloaded electronic system is blamed for the chaos in last month's district council elections. And there's a sensational upset in the Australian Open as defending champion Novak Djokovic is knocked out by Jannik Sinner.
The exchange fund gained $212.7 billion last year after recovering from a record loss in 2022. Bonds earned $144 billion for the fund that defends the Hong Kong dollar. Hong Kong stocks brought losses for the third consecutive year, losing $15.5 billion in 2023, but overseas equities earned $73.2 billion to lift gains from shares to $57.7 billion. Gains from other investments amounted to $11 billion. The return in all investments stood at 5.2%. For this year, the chief executive of the Monetary Authority expects more uncertainties because of geopolitical tensions and forthcoming elections in major countries.
Despite the complex investment environment, the HKMA will continue to manage the exchange fund with prudence and flexibility. We will implement appropriate defensive measures and maintain a high level of liquidity. We will also continue our investment diversification to strive for higher long-term investment returns and to ensure that the exchange fund will continue to serve its purpose of maintaining monetary and financial stability of Hong Kong in an effective manner.
Despite a weak local stock market, U.S. said the city's de facto central bank will maintain its ratio between Hong Kong and overseas equities. Janice Low, Cable News.
A government task force has blamed an overloaded electronic system for the chaos during the district council elections 6 weeks ago. The electronic poll register system malfunctioned, forcing voting hours to be extended to midnight, while polling officers had to rely on printed copies of the voter register to issue ballot papers.
The cloud system was almost at capacity. The simulation also revealed that in two programs, the login system for electoral staff and also the program for extracting voting figures came with design flaws. As the polling went on, computational time got longer. Because of that, the system worked smoothly at first, but then by 7:37 p.m., roughly 11 hours into the polling, the central processing unit was overloaded.
Men blamed the registration and electoral office's technical team for the design flaw, as it had failed to conduct a comprehensive test after making changes to the system. The technical team also did not explain the possible risk of the alteration to the contractor and experts who could have given technical advice. Police ruled out any foreign involvement. Because of the system failure, over 2,000 votes from 21 polling stations were left out of the count, but Electoral Affairs Commission Chairman David Locke said this did not affect the results. Maisie Mock, Cable News.
Culture Chief Kevin Yeung has pledged that the government will do its best to facilitate the 80 domestic and international mega events planned for this year. These include the first Asia Complex Con, which will be held in the Asia World Expo in late March. Yeung said although the government may not subsidize all international events, such as the forthcoming Dior Men's Fashion Show, also in March, it will cooperate with others to ensure a smooth operation. Deputy Financial Secretary Michael Wong says the administration will proactively invite organizers to stage more international events in a bid to raise the city's competitiveness. The chairman of the Hong Kong Tourism Board noted the importance of maximizing efficiency.
I think it's also about speed of response, because these mega events often approaching several cities at the same time. And if we are able to coordinate our efforts better, speedier, and respond more efficiently, then they will come to us rather than go to somebody else.
Local mega events include a centennial memorial for famous author Jin Yong starting in March. Janice Yu, Cable News.
The court hearing the Jimmy Lai national security case was told that the founder of the now-defunct Apple Daily had insisted on inviting a former U.S. general to his talk show. Testifying against 76-year-old Lai, former publisher Chang Kim-hong said he was worried that having Jack Keane on the show would be considered as colluding with foreign forces under the national security law, which had just taken effect. But the media mogul said there was no turning back. Chang also said Lai had ordered his staff to reduce critical coverage of Donald Trump and the hope that the Republican would be re-elected president in 2020 and sanction China. The defense will cross-examine Chang on Monday. A controversy has deepened after nitrogen gas was used for the first time in an execution in the United States. Convicted murderer Kenneth Smith was put to death in the state of Alabama after losing his argument that using pure nitrogen gas is cruel. Officials insisted that the method is humane. 58-year-old Smith was convicted 35 years ago of killing a preacher's wife. Witnesses of his execution saw him struggle for up to 4 minutes, followed by 5 minutes of heavy breathing before he was pronounced dead.
I think that anybody that witnessed this knows that we didn't see someone go unconscious in 2 or 3 seconds. We didn't see somebody go unconscious in 30 seconds. What we saw was minutes of someone struggling for their life.
Israeli forces are engaged in intensive battles in the southern Gaza town of Khan Yunis as they try to crush the Palestinian group Hamas. The hostilities pushed the Palestinian death toll to over 26,000 since October. Almost 200 people were killed overnight, including at least 20 who were attacked by Israeli forces as they waited for food in Gaza City. As Israel tightened its stranglehold on Khan Yunis, Palestinians fled to Rafah in a never-ending search for safety. Amal, who gave birth just 3 days ago, said she and others were sheltering in a United Nations center when Israeli soldiers ordered them to leave within minutes. Many young men were taken away, while the rest began a 10-kilometer trek to Rafah as Israeli tanks kept watch. Financial Secretary Paul Chan has brushed off recent negative reports about the economy and financial markets of Hong Kong and China.
Our financial market is a good reflection of the state of the Chinese economy. And the Chinese economy is performing better than many people believe. The country has established solid fundamentals over the years, and its long-term growth trend will not change. As China continues to pursue high-quality development and high-level opening up, it is sure to present boundless opportunities for businesses everywhere.
Chan's comments at the Asia Private Equity Forum came just days after the People's Bank of China reduced the amount of cash banks must hold in reserve. The move frees up as much as 1 trillion yuan to boost the economy and financial markets. Cathay Pacific is expecting a profit of at least $8.6 billion when its results for last year are released in March. Chief Executive Ronald Lam told a mainland publication that he's satisfied with the airline's performance last year. Cathay lost $6.5 billion in 2022 as the aviation sector struggled with COVID. But Hong Kong's flag carrier made a net profit of $4.3 billion in the first half of 2023. Lam said this year is crucial to rebuild the airline, which expects to recruit 5,000 people to join its 20,000-strong workforce. He described the 9 major cities in the Greater Bay Area as the most important mainland market and hoped that flights between Hong Kong and China will increase.
The Hong Kong stock market retreated after surging in the past 3 days. The rally began on Tuesday amid a flurry of signals that Beijing is acting to prop up its financial markets, but doubts crept in today about China's long-term economic prospects. The Hang Seng Index fell 1.6%, with turnover remaining high at $132 billion. Mainland firms lost ground as Meituan gave up 3.9% and Tencent lost 2.7%.